Hello, everybody. How's it going today? It's Giannis here speaking from Canberra, and I wanted to go over this book today that I read, Onward, by Howard Schultz. For those of you who don't know who Howard Schultz is, he's the current CEO and chairman of Starbucks Corporation, and he left Starbucks, and then they went back, and then I believe he rejoined Starbucks in like 2007, 2008 during the global financial crisis, and Starbucks was in massive turmoil. They were going down, their stocks were going down, business was bad. And he, with his team and his leadership skills, turned around the Starbucks organization, basically. And so in this book, basically, Onward talks about some of the secrets and some of the tricks, you can also implement, which I've also implemented in my life, regarding ways to transform oneself, basically. That's what I call it. So there were basically, he lists a lot of wonderful stuff, and I'm going to go over two of them basically today. And then of course, you can also read the book and stuff. Fascinating book, wonderful book. There's a lot more insight than what I'm going to go over, but the two golden nuggets I got from this book were, first of all, the fact that he said, you have to balance intuition with rigor. Rigor, what that means is that means logical thinking. That means, in life, of course, there are some people who are more intuitive, and there are some people who are more logical thinkers and stuff. I am more of a logical thinker. As you guys can see over here, I have all these books here, and I read a lot every day. I try to read about a book a day, just like that guy Ty Lopez does. I admire his work and stuff. I'm in his program, getting his program. By the way, it has been a really life-changing thing for me, especially. And so some people think more with their gut feeling, I guess, as you may call it, and others think more logically via knowledge from experts, etc. So what I've done is that the best way I've actually tried to figure out how I can balance intuition with rigor is, because my rigor is higher than my intuition. The only way I can actually balance it out is to think more intuitively, And so during the past 2 weeks, basically, decisions which weren't really important to me, I thought in a more intuitive, associative manner, basically. So for instance, I had a back pain, the other day, and my logic told me from the knowledge of experts, psychotherapists, etc., that the best thing to do was to rest my back. It didn't matter how it was, whether it was good or whether it was bad right now, in terms of how I felt in pain. But my intuition said, that it wasn't as bad as I had expected it to be, and so I could work fine, And so what happened is that I went to work anyways, and I worked for like about a 9-hour shift, and it was okay at the end, So that's just one way of how you can trade, some decision which isn't really important to you, and then you can think of it either in a logical or in a intuitive way, basically, And if you're way too intuitive, then you must use some more rigor, and vice versa, like myself. And then the second thing I wanted to go over was what Howard Schultz called a transformation agenda. And what that means basically is that he said, that when Starbucks was in turmoil, when he went back as CEO and the chairman, Starbucks was doing extremely bad, right? And so And so basically, they had to first, reinvent, who they were, transform their culture, values, into the company which they are now, today, which is a really booming company, right? And so he said, that of course, change must come from action. Of course, you can't change unless you're willing to change your action and your behavior. The great Peter Drucker said, the greatest wisdom not applied to action and behavior is meaningless data. So you want to try to apply action to everything what you do, right? But then he said that though with this transformation agenda, basically he understood it as basically a navigation tool towards tangible actions or tangible goals with measurable results. So as you guys can see over here, basically I list every single morning actually now. Well, actually, not even during the morning time, but even the day prior, basically, I list my transformation agenda of like about seven key points, which I then try to follow, during the day, and I try to achieve basically. And those 7 key points basically are what give me more value, value in the sense that Jim Rohn always said, he always was like, we all have limited time on this planet, and we all only have 24 hours a day, of our time. So we cannot get more time, basically, but we can create more value. So you want to basically chunk down the parts of your day, which will give you the most value, basically, and then of course listed on the transformation agenda from the stuff you would do at the top first thing in the morning all the way down to the bottom. There's really good science on this, basically, that the glycogen or the sugar within your brain works better once you get up during the morning time. There are some other evidence as well from the friends of mine, colleagues of mine, who say it depends on the person. So whether you're like a morning person, you may have that, or whether you're like a night person, you may work better during the nighttime. The best way you can actually understand it is to do like what Peter Drucker said. Experiment basically. So you want to run your experiment for like about 2 weeks basically, and then at the end of those 2 weeks, get feedback analysis on your experiment basically. And then see, whether you are better, whether you learn better during the morning, the afternoon, or the nighttime. So that's what I do. And through my experiments, I believe personally, I run better or I learn more once I'm up. So I try to get up, and one of my morning rituals is that on my transformation list, that the most important stuff, which bring me the most value, start at the top of my list, and then I work my way down. And yeah, and that's about it. But yeah, get this book by the way. If you can and stuff. Howard Schultz, he also has a lot of YouTube videos about him and stuff. And he's a really great mentor. I think virtual mentor. If you want to just like look him up on YouTube and stuff, he has a lot of knowledge and insight, not only on how to run one of the most successful franchise businesses in the world, but also on knowledge on leadership, on prudence, on like the knowledge, persistence, determination, etc. So I leave it there, you guys, and hope to see you guys on my next book review. Thank you. Bye.